Could the Steelers actually have a new starting quarterback for the 2024 season? My name is Jack Sperry. I'm your host here at Steelers Talk, and today we're going to be talking about Adam Schefter from ESPN, who went on the Pat McAfee show today and said that head coach Mike Tomlin loves him some Justin Fields, says that he's a big fan of Fields' game, and insinuates that the Steelers might make a move for him this offseason to replace Kenny Pickett as QB1 here in Pittsburgh. Help us get to 46,000 subscribers here on Steelers Talk by clicking that subscribe button right now. We're only 73 subscribers away from getting there. If we get there, Coop is going to slap me in the face with a tortilla on Wednesday's live show, so let's get it done right now. Click that subscribe button for in-depth premium Steelers coverage every single day throughout the 2024 offseason. So let's start with Schefter's quote here on the Pat McAfee show today, where he said, "We know that Pittsburgh is going to go out and get some type of quarterback, whether that's Ryan Tannehill, whether that's Russell Wilson, whether that's Justin Fields. I know Mike Tomlin's a big fan of Justin Fields, so keep that in mind." So this also comes in junction with a report coming out of Chicago today that the Bears do plan to trade Fields during this offseason, and the expectation is that they're going to draft a quarterback, most likely Caleb Williams from the USC Trojans. So this is what Brad Briggs, one of the top beat reporters there in Chicago, he writes for the Chicago Tribune, had to say about the quarterback situation there in Chicago. "It's no longer a question. The quarterback is now, and it's very clear which quarterback are they going to draft. The Fields thing has run its course." So let me know down there in the comment section, what is your one-word reaction to Schefter's quote here, saying that Tomlin is a big fan of Justin Fields? Let me know down there in the comment section your one-word reaction for today's pinned comment. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. When that happens, take advantage of that time by answering today's pinned question with your one-word reaction. So let's talk about Justin Fields here, and this is my scouting report on the guy, and he's definitely not a perfect NFL QB by any stretch of the imagination. He still has some work to do in terms of his mental processing and his ability to see the field. He has inconsistent accuracy still. It's been an issue of his through the first 3 years of his career, and then decision-making. He does throw the ball in harm's way from time to time as well. But then the pros, man, it's really hard to ignore the pros. The size that he has, 6'3", over 228 pounds, and he can run a 4.3 at that size, which makes him the best rushing threat in the National Football League at the quarterback position, at least in my opinion. I really think he's the only guy at the position in the modern-day NFL that can rip off a 60, 70-yard touchdown and run away from guys from that for that long of a period. He is truly special in that regard. And then he shows some really great flashes in terms of his playmaking instincts. He has some really good flashes on tape that show that he can get better and that he could potentially be a star quarterback in this league. And he's gotten better as a passer, I will say, over the course of the last 3 seasons he's been in the league. So he's definitely a high upside starting quarterback. I still think he's a top 32 quarterback in the National Football League, and there's no question about it. He played better than Kenny Pickett in 2023. He had a higher adjusted completion percentage. He had exactly a half a yard more per attempt there. Over double the amount of touchdowns. And yes, you have the interceptions there. Pickett did a really good job at protecting the football, but I'd rather have a playmaking type of quarterback that throws more interceptions than somebody that is super conservative and can't push the ball down the field like Kenny Pickett. And you can see that there with the points above replacement. That is the number one statistic, sabermetric, that NFL front offices use to determine the value of players. Justin Fields was worth way more points than Kenny Pickett last season. So, you could definitely make an argument that Pickett might be a better fit in terms of the play-action stuff in Arthur Smith's offense. Justin Fields hasn't been the best play-action passer in his career, but in order to get Fields in your building, I think it's probably going to take a first-round pick if you're only going to do draft capital here. Maybe like a second and a third could work as well. But Adam Schefter actually last week when he went on McAfee said that it would probably take a first-round pick for the Steelers to get Justin Fields in their building. But I also have another idea here that I would probably prefer if I were the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think it works out for everybody because Deontay Johnson, in my opinion, is no longer a fit, or at least a good fit, in Arthur Smith's offense. Now, he's a good route runner. I'm sure Art can find a way to fit him in the offense. But hey, man, we could tell Chicago, you could get Deontay Johnson to pair up with DJ Moore. You could even draft like a Roma Dunze at the number 9 overall pick, and you have a really scary wide receiver trio. We'll give you Deontay Johnson and our first 4th-round pick this year, 119 overall, in exchange for Justin Fields. This way, you get your quarterback, but you're not giving up any of your draft capital in the first 2 days of the 2024 NFL Draft. I think this works out for both sides, and this is something I would absolutely consider if I were GM Omar Khan. Now, coming up here, my reaction to this quote from Adam Schefter. Do I think that this means Mike Tomlin will actually pull the trigger and get Justin Fields in the building? I'll give you my answer here in just a second. But first, let's have a word from our sponsor here at Game Time, which is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater in your area. Guys, I'm somebody that likes to get tickets last minute. I'll be sitting here at my a desk at Chat Sports, and I'll turn the coupon. I was like, you want to go to a Mavericks game tonight, or you want to go to a Rangers game tonight? And we'll make plans at the office right before the game. And the great thing about Game Time is that they got flash deals right before game time. So not only do they have the lowest price guarantee, so you don't have to have any other ticketing app on your phone, but those flash deals drive the prices down even lower, so you're always paying as little as possible for the tickets that you buy. Game Time is the fastest growing ticketing app in the country for a reason. Game Time boasts a lowest price guarantee, like I said, on all tickets to any event, even like concerts and music and comedy and theater and music festivals. If you can buy a ticket to something, you can get it on Game Time. So it's the only ticketing app that you guys need on your phone. Buy tickets in a matter of seconds, 2 taps, and you're set. Tickets are sent directly to your phone, so you never have to dig through your pesky email to get those tickets. Snag the ticks now without the stress with Game Time today. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code SteelersChat. That's one word, all caps, right down there in the bottom right of your screen for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code SteelersChat, one word, all caps, for $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. So if you guys have watched the show in the past, you guys know that I am on board with trading for Justin Fields. I think he's a pretty decent fit in this offense. Now, his numbers in play action haven't been as good as Pickett's going back into the 2023 season, but you look at Justin Fields and that rushing ability with the stuff that Arthur Smith tried to do in Atlanta with Desmond Ridder. I just think that this guy could absolutely explode in this offense with guys like Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren as his backs. He's got really good receivers here with George Pickens and maybe Deontay Johnson, depending on if he's a part of the deal. But I really do think that Justin Fields could be the type of guy that could compete with a guy like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, all the top quarterbacks that are currently presiding in the AFC. You need somebody that can be a complete game changer at the quarterback position, especially if you're going to be paying the guy $40 million plus heading into the future, right? So I would take a shot on Justin Fields, see if you got something there, and I'd take a shot on really a high upside guy to try and hit a grand slam home run so you can compete for titles moving forward. But the reality of the situation here, guys, is that Adam Schefter, there's going to be a lot of hoopla made about what Schefter said today, but it's really not anything that we didn't already know. We already knew Mike Tomlin loves Justin Fields, all right? The guy went to the Ohio State Pro Day just to watch him work out, all right? They weren't drafting a quarterback that year because Big Ben Roethlisberger was still in the building. So, he had really no reason to go to Ohio State to watch Justin Fields other than he just likes his game and he appreciates his mentality, and he wanted to go see him work out in person. So that tells me a lot about Mike Tomlin and how he feels about Justin Fields here. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to make a move to move off of Kenny Pickett, because plain and simply, they've said a lot of good things about Kenny Pickett in this process, and I'm not sure if Adam Schefter really knows anything for sure. I mean, I think he knows what we know already, that Mike Tomlin likes Justin Fields. He appreciates his game, all these different things. But I don't think he has insider information inside the Steelers building saying, yeah, we're definitely targeting Justin Fields. Now, my best guess here in terms of what the Steelers are going to do at the position next year is I think they're sticking with Pickett, all right? All the things that they have said to this point points to them sticking with Pickett and then going out and getting a backup quarterback, all right? Ryan Tannehill has been linked to the Steelers in recent days. Even Desmond Ridder has been linked to the Steelers in recent days. They've said publicly that they want to bring back Mason Rudolph as a backup quarterback, right? So everything that the Steelers are saying and indicating right now points to bringing back Kenny Pickett as the starting quarterback in 2024. However, if the Steelers do make a move, all right, so if they do decide to move off of Pickett, I do think it will be either Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. Adam Schefter actually in this quote he did mention Russell Wilson as a potential option. The Steelers can get him for likely the vet minimum because Denver would owe him the rest of his contract for 2024, which is nuts. This guy was top 10 in passer rating last year. You can get him on the vet minimum. So I really do think those are the top two options to replace Kenny Pickett if they decide to do so. We did an entire video on the channel here breaking down why both of them would be good fits for the Pittsburgh Steelers to replace Kenny Pickett in 2024. So if you want to check that out, I'm going to put the link in the comments and description of today's video. So finish off today's show here by getting in the comments section here and pick which quarterback you would like to see as QB1 of the Pittsburgh Steelers for the 2024 season. Type RW for Russell Wilson, JF for Justin Fields, KP for Kenny Pickett, or if there's somebody else, type O and then let me know which quarterback you would like to see quarterbacking the Pittsburgh Steelers next season. All right, that's going to be it for today's show, guys. Thank you so much for all of your support. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button for in-depth premium Steelers coverage all throughout the 2024 offseason.